Al Nassr complete an incredible 3-2 comeback against Ettifaq. Bruno Fernandes wins the PFA Player of the Year award, while Diego Simeone defends Julián Álvarez after Atlético Madrid fans booed him. And this is your daily football news. Al Nassr complete incredible 3-2 comeback against Ettifaq. Al Nassr produced an incredible comeback to beat Ettifaq 3-2 away from home in a dramatic Saudi Pro League clash. Their night appeared to be falling apart when goalkeeper Bento was sent off with a straight red card after just 12 minutes, leaving Al Nassr with 10 men. Ettifaq took advantage and went 2-0 ahead before halftime, with goals from Andre Duda and Álvaro Medrán. Cristiano Ronaldo was then substituted at the break as 𝒂𝒊𝒍𝒚 made changes to deal with the difficult situation, but Al Nassr completely turned the match around in the second half. João Felix played a key role, assisting Sadio Mane and Abdellah Al-Amri as they leveled the score. Mane then scored again in the 90th minute to complete a stunning 3-2 comeback. The victory keeps Al Nassr's perfect start to the Saudi Pro League season alive. Bruno Fernandes wins PFA Player of the Year. Bruno Fernandes has been named the PFA Player of the Year for the 2025-26 season after an outstanding individual campaign with Manchester United. The Portuguese midfielder broke the Premier League assist record with 21 assists, surpassing the previous achievements of Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. Fernandes also scored 9 goals during the season and helped Manchester United finish third in the Premier League, securing a return to the Champions League under manager Michael Carrick. The award is also significant for the club, as Fernandes becomes the first Manchester United player to win the PFA Player of the Year award since Wayne Rooney in the 2009-10 season. Fernandes had already received recognition from the FWA, which also named him Player of the Year. Julián Álvarez faces Atlético fans' boos. Julián Álvarez's future at Atlético Madrid is becoming increasingly uncertain after the Argentine striker was booed by his own supporters during the draw against Villarreal. Álvarez only came onto the pitch in the 66th minute and was told to go straight into the tunnel instead of approaching the stands to greet the fans. Atlético Madrid continue to insist that they do not want to sell the 26-year-old, but the club could consider an offer worth around €150 million. Barcelona see Álvarez as one of their main targets, though Atletico do not want to negotiate with the Catalan club. Arsenal are also closely monitoring the situation and could be an alternative if they meet Atletico's valuation. However, Arsenal are not currently ready to spend €150 million, while Álvarez is not particularly keen on returning to the Premier League. Simeone defends Álvarez after Atletico fans boo. Diego Simeone has called on Atlético Madrid supporters to unite and stop booing Julián Álvarez after the 26-year-old striker received a hostile reaction. During the draw against Villarreal, Álvarez has complicated his situation by publicly expressing his desire to join Barcelona during the World Cup, with tensions increasing at Atletico. Arsenal have also entered the race for the former Manchester City striker before the transfer window closes. Despite the growing speculation, Simeone continues to stress Álvarez's importance to Atlético Madrid and has promised to protect his player while he remains committed to the club. The manager's comments show that Atletico are trying to control the situation as uncertainty over Álvarez's future continues to dominate attention around the team. Man City ready to pay £120 million for Enzo Fernandez. Manchester City are reportedly prepared to spend £120 million to sign Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea as they look to rebuild their midfield following Rodri's departure. Despite missing the deadline previously set by Chelsea, City still consider Fernandes a top target and are not giving up on the transfer. According to Fabrizio Romano, the Premier League club will continue negotiations before the transfer window closes. Chelsea are willing to sell the Argentine midfielder if their financial demands are met. Fernandes could also consider leaving Stamford Bridge if the deal eventually comes together. A successful transfer would make the 25-year-old one of the most expensive signings in Manchester City's history. City now need to move quickly if they want to complete the deal before the window closes. Liverpool only sell Gakpo for 2 new wingers. Liverpool are only prepared to sell Cody Gakpo if they can sign 2 new wingers during the final 8 days of the transfer window. The club's main priority remains Bradley Barcola, while Tottenham had already reached an agreement over personal terms with Gakpo back in July. Manchester City have also started holding more active discussions with the Dutch forward's representatives. Liverpool's final decision will depend heavily on Gakpo, but the club's own plans for strengthening both wings are also Also important, the Reds do not want to lose one attacking option without bringing in enough replacements. With the transfer window entering its final days, Liverpool now face a crucial decision over Gakpo's future and whether they can complete the additions needed to allow the Dutchman to leave. Barcelona received positive Gavi injury news. Barcelona have received positive news regarding Gavi after the midfielder suffered a painful blow to his right knee during the opening match of the season. The Spanish midfielder collided heavily with an opposing player and was forced to leave the pitch early. Ettifaq was initially concerned because the incident appeared capable of causing a serious injury. However, tests after the match provided relief for Barcelona. The examinations showed that Gavi had suffered only soft tissue damage and bruising around the knee, with no serious problem involving the internal structures of the joint. The 22-year-old is therefore expected to rest for a few days before returning to normal training. Barcelona have avoided what could have been a major injury setback involving one of their important midfield players.
Ollie Watkins absent as Aston Villa lose 4-0. Ollie Watkins was missing from Aston Villa's squad for their opening Premier League match, as the team suffered a heavy 4-0 defeat against Brighton. After the match, Unai Emery was asked why the England striker did not play. The Spanish manager did not directly confirm the reason for Watkins' absence and instead suggested that the player himself would be the best person to explain the situation. Emery stressed that every player selected for Aston Villa must show a strong desire to contribute to the team. The manager also delivered a firm message, saying that a player being absent in circumstances like this is not something completely new for the club. Watkins' absence therefore became one of the main talking points following Villa's disappointing opening day defeat.
Man City agree €40 million deal for Alan Elias. Manchester City are continuing their squad rebuild under Enzo Maresca after reaching a verbal agreement with Palmeiras for Alan Elias. The deal is worth €40 million in fixed fees, with additional bonuses also included. The two clubs are now exchanging documents as they work towards completing the transfer and allowing Alan to officially join Manchester City. The Brazilian winger is considered an important addition to City's attacking options, particularly with the club facing the possibility of Savinho leaving. Alan's arrival would therefore give Maresca another option in the forward areas as City continue reshaping their squad. The transfer is now moving through the final stages, with the remaining paperwork needing to be completed before Alan Elias can officially become a Manchester City player. PSG open door for Barcola exit. Paris Saint-Germain football advisor Luis Campos has admitted that Bradley Barcola could leave the club during the final days of the summer transfer window. The development gives Liverpool a major opportunity as they continue their pursuit of the French winger. Liverpool are pushing to strengthen their attack after a disappointing 2-2 draw against Newcastle, and Fabrizio Romano reports that Barcola has already reached personal terms with the Reds. PSG are prepared to sell the player if they receive a suitable offer. That makes Barcola one of the biggest potential transfers to watch before the market closes. Liverpool will now hope they can take advantage of CG's willingness to negotiate and complete a deal for the France international as they look to improve their attacking options. UEFA chief criticizes Infantino over World Cup plan. UEFA President Alexander Ceferin has delivered strong criticism of FIFA President Gianni Infantino over plans to commercialize part of the ownership of the World Cup. Ceferin described the idea as even more concerning than the controversial European Super League project. Speaking on the podcast The Rest is Politics, the UEFA chief revealed that Infantino had not contacted him directly since the issue was raised. Ceferin also rejected the suggestion that Europe is opposing FIFA simply because European football has financial advantages. His comments highlight growing tension between UEFA and FIFA over the proposed commercial changes surrounding the World Cup. The disagreement could become an important issue as FIFA continues discussing how the tournament's commercial structure could develop in the future. And that wraps up your football breaking news from the past 24 hours. All the most exciting updates from the football world are dropping right here on the Football Daily channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.